Okay, so I'm just going to start off by lining up the brows to make sure they're both starting at the same place. And then I'm going to just draw the line at the bottom. I just slowly just take it and, as you see, just like I said, make a line. And then after I do the bottom, I do the top. I use eyeshadow or just a powder base. Sorry, y'all. Or just a powder base, just because it's kind of more easier for me. And then, like I said, I just line them up to make sure they start at the same place. And then I'm going to do the other side the same way. I'm going to start with the bottom, and then I'm going to fill it in the middle and then go to the top. So I don't use like a good amount for the middle. I just kind of use leftover powder on the brush to fill the middle in. And if I want to make the ends darker, I will dip it in the powder again. So as you see, I'm just filling them in, and then I'm going to take some LA Pro concealer in a lighter shade, and I'm going to clean up the brows. Of course, before I do that, I am going to get rid of those harsh lines and just make the front a little darker by doing that. So I like to pull the brow up just to have more control, and then I'm going to use the front of the brush, and I actually do like to use the side. It just kind of varies. I go in between. So as you see, I'm just lining up the brows, cleaning them up, concealing them. This is what's going to give them that really nice, clean, defined look. Oh, and also, if you guys can hear the kids, Auntie Shay is babysitting everybody tonight, so please don't pay them no mind. But yeah, I'm just kind of gonna let you guys just watch me do that. And this is really what I want my channel to be. I want it to be me doing makeup. I don't really like to do my own makeup. I'd rather do other people's. So this is more of the content that I want. So if you guys do want to see more of this, please let me know, and I will continue to post. So now I'm just doing the same thing like I did when I lined them up. I'm just making sure they start at the same place. You okay? And then I'm just going to go underneath and clean them up just like I did the other one. And I like to be very, very specific on how I do it just because I like how this looks. Like I said, it gives it that clean, sharp look. So one of my favorite things about this too is that any mistakes you do make, you can clean up with concealer. Anything can be cleaned by concealer, and anything can be filled back in with some shadow. So anything messes up or anything doesn't look perfect, you can just fix it really easily.
I can say nothing.
So as you see, I'm just going in and just making everything perfect, and I'm going to keep going and keep going. I take about 15 to 20 minutes on my eyebrows. Me personally, I just feel like it's really important. It's just a highlight of the face, so I like to make sure they're very perfect. And later on, I kind of realized that they were really long compared to her eyes, so I did kind of like cut them in half. But I didn't realize that at first, so I know they do look kind of long, so sorry about that. But as I go, I tend to fix and, shape and etc. So I'm now taking her foundation and I'm going over the top, and I'm just doing the same thing I did at the bottom. And like I said, if you mess anything up, you really don't have to stress yourself out. Like, it's so easy to just get some powder and fix it. Like, it's crazy. And like I said, I just go with the flow, and I go back to things as I continue to do the face. I don't just try and sit there and perfect it all at once, because it'll just take all my time up. And I know y'all probably hear the kids. I'm sorry. So now that I'm done, I'm just getting rid of that middle piece, and I'm just going to continue to blend and perfect. I know y'all hear this. So once I finish that up, I am going to put some Laura Mercier setting powder on the eyelids to set that down. And this really light base is just going to help pick the color up on the eyelid. So that's the key when you're using colored shadows as well, is making sure you have a light base to pick those colors up. So I'm gonna go in with the dark brown, and I'm gonna put that all over the lid. And I decided to let you guys see me do both eyes just because I just didn't want to skip through anything during the video. I just felt like it would be better and more helpful if I showed you guys everything. So I'm using a really big fluffing brush and blending all that out. And I'm going to do the other eye the same way. Oh, the only thing that I did leave out on this video is me putting her eyelashes on, and that was only due to the fact that her eyes watered so bad. It took us like 15 to 20 minutes. And by the way, this is my cousin Chanel, so if you see me manhandling her or calling her out her name, that's why. So then I'm going to take this kind of light orange, and I'm going to put that above and blend out that brown. I'm just going to take that all over the top right there and just blend it all out.
Yeah.
So as you see, I'm just building that color and making it look a little bit more bright. And I'm going to go ahead and take that on the other side and do the very same thing. And for the brush that I'm using, it's just like kind of a thick little brush that's very soft. So I'm just blending, and I'm bringing that in. And then I'm taking this more burnt orange, and I'm going to put that in between that light one and the brown. And I'm just going to blend that all out.
Hi. Peanut butter.
So I'm just doing the same thing, just making it more defined, as you guys see. So I went ahead and zoomed in just so you guys could see better. And I think, yeah, so now is the point where I noticed that the brow was kind of messed up, and I'm just kind of fixing that and making it look better. So now I'm just blending that all out and making sure it's soft and how I want it before I start to cut the crease. So you're just going to see me blend, and just make it look good.
I do this, okay?
Once I'm done with all of that, I'm going to take some black on the outer edge and smoke out the corner edge. And once I finish with that, I'm going to cut the crease. Shh. So now I'm cutting the crease with some concealer, and I'm not going to do the whole lid. I'm just going to take it to almost the outer edge, but not the outer edge, because I want you to be able to see that black. I want it to be like a dramatic but still light look, but I still want to have that little bit of that dark effect on the edge. So I'm using the sweeping and a little patting motion. It's easier for me to use either one, but for beginners, I do recommend to use the patting motion. At this point, I saw the eyebrow was messed up. I just went ahead and took some of that off, and I just fixed it. Just made it a little shorter. I'm now placing a gold shadow on the eyelid. I am going to place kind of like a yellow gold glitter in the beginning / middle. Not all the way. Say thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry, y'all. Auntie Shay in the building tonight. So as you see, I'm just doing the same thing with the other eyelid, and I'm just going to do the same as I did. I'm just kind of letting you guys watch. So I'm placing that gold on there, and then I'm going to start to fix that other brow as well. And I'm now placing that gold glitter in the front and towards more the middle. Like I said, the only thing that I didn't do on camera was I didn't put her lashes on camera just because it was watering so bad, y'all. Like, I couldn't. And now I'm taking some of the glitter off of her eyes. So I'm now putting some primer on, and I'm going to let her rub that in. I pretty much always let my clients do that just because I don't like to use a brush. So now I'm going in with the Mary Kay foundation, and I'm using my Real Techniques brush. I love these brushes. I'll probably always use these brushes to use foundation with, and I'm just taking that all the way down.
This right? Yeah. What do you do
So
to
I just like to
slide?
go. I like to go down.
Are you making a war for me?
So I don't really use a certain motion. I kind of just go downwards. And like I said, I don't recommend being too rough. Just try and be gentle and just pack that in the skin and just press it in.
No.
And it's important to make sure you blend out that foundation around the concealer around the eyebrows. So of course I'm going with the LA Girl concealer.
Whoa.
About 2 or 3 shades lighter than her foundation. I'm just putting that under the eyes, under the chin, above the mouth, on the nose, and a little bit on the forehead. So y'all see she was feeling herself or whatever. And I'm then going to also take a LA Girl concealer, and I'm going to contour her cheeks and a little bit on her forehead, her nose, and of course that chin. Get some of that little baby fat off. And of course, that Real Techniques brush, I'm going to blend out that concealer. And I use this for the top and more the middle, and the edge where it goes down more to the face, I use the foundation brush and get rid of those harsh edges. And for the chin and the forehead and the above the lip, I do use the foundation brush as well. Then I'm just going to do the other side the exact same way. So as you see, I'm just making sure everything blends nicely and looks good. And then I'm going to use the same foundation brush I used to blend out that concealer that I used to contour. Sorry, y'all. I got like a brain fart or something. I couldn't even think. So just blend it out and just make sure there's no harsh lines or it's nothing stuck, because this concealer dries out really quick. So I recommend using it once you put it on there. I shouldn't have even kept it on there so long, but I be getting sidetracked. Share, Italia.
I'm trying to do this for her.
Thank you. Say thank you. Y'all hear them? They playing with slime. So I'm using that brush that I used for the concealer, and I'm blending out the nose contour. And I'm then going to take some Laura Mercier setting powder, and I'm going to go underneath the eyelids. So I like Laura Mercier. It's never white when I use it. So I like to use it, but I don't recommend leaving it on for too long. As soon as I put powder underneath the contour, I take it off immediately. I just leave it on there for a second. I leave the under eyes on a little bit longer than anything else, but I do recommend taking it off maybe like 5 to 10 seconds later. I don't like to bake too hard with white setting powder just because it scares me, because it's white setting powder. So I'm then going to just dust all that off from underneath the eyes. And if you want, you can use that foundation brush to kind of just touch up underneath the under eyes and wherever you use the powder, just if you feel it's too light. I'm going to take some highlight. I'm not even sure which highlight I used this time, but as you see, I'm just making that pop and making her glow or whatever. And I always recommend you have your client smile so you can see if it's showing right there front facing like that. So of course I put it on the bridge of the nose, the tip of the nose, and the lip. And I like to put a little bit above the eyebrow point. So as you see, I'm just highlighting, and also I do put it in the inner corner of the eye just to make that pop more and look more open. Oh, and don't forget right there above that brow, right there on that brow bone. So once I finish that up, I'm going to put some black underneath. And underneath that black shadow that I put underneath the eye, I'm also going to put like a dark burgundy red underneath that and kind of smoke it out a little bit more. But the black shadow underneath, it just makes it more dramatic. So y'all see, she just can't control herself. So now I'm gonna take, I like to use eyeshadow. Me personally, it's just more convenient. So I'm gonna put a shadow around just to line the lip, and I'm using a brown because I want to do more of a neutral lip to lock the dramatic look in. Once I do that, I'm going to take some lip gloss and I'm going to put that all in the middle, and I'm going to just blend that shadow out and just bring it all together. And of course I'm gonna spray her with some setting spray. I'm using the NYX, and that's it.